Maggie, we could talk about the pop fly last night up in Toronto and how that ball has got to be caught by Joey Gallo. We could talk about, the fact that the Yankees fall short, the rally coming back from and tying that game up at 5, and Kyle Higashioka with the big 2-out, 2 RBI single, into center field last night that tied it up. Bo Bichette giving you 2 home runs for the Blue Jays, including 1 off homers. Really, the guy that wears the goat horns last night is Gerrit Cole. So, and I've been I've been saying it for a couple weeks now. He's not a Cy Young Award winner in the American League. And last night, I can't hear from Gerrit Cole as you're hearing Cohen on the broadcast on the Yes Network saying the lack of adjustments that he was not seeing from Gerrit Cole on the mound was kind of astonishing. Something that was echoed by Jack Curry, John Flaherty over the course of the game. And Cole, had a game plan, obviously, with Higashioka to emphasize the four-seam fastball. He's not able to locate it. It was drifting over to the middle part of the plate. And you have a Toronto team that is unbelievable at hitting the ball out of the ballpark. They just are. And you saw it earlier with Simmons with a no-doubter. They're taking 2-0 lead early. And Gerrit Cole, I mean, we talk about the strengths of this team, and we can talk about Stanton, we can talk about Judge and this offense, what Rizzo's done to this team defensively, how Glaber looks offensively now, amazingly enough, as he's been moved to second base and has gotten the pressure over playing defense at shortstop off of his mind. Cole wears the goat horns last night. You got to be better. I mean, you want the big boy pants on. You want to get the contract. You got to be better than what you were last night. And he was terrible. I'm sorry, he just was. I don't care that he settled down. He dug a hole for this team. He put them in a bad spot against a Jays team that was unbelievably desperate to win that game. So mind you, now it's 2 of the last 3. At least he didn't face the Boo Birds last night up in Toronto, where people could get bothered by how dare you boo Gerrit Cole. Last night he wasn't good. I mean, he was not good. He was not as bad as he was against the Cleveland Indians, but you know what? He did not deliver in which was a game in which the Yankees could have dealt a decisive blow to the Blue Jays. They've given Toronto now a little bit of life. Now you got 2 games separating 4 teams in the American League for 2 wild card spots. Throw the Mariners into the mix because they're just right there. And Toronto's now got life where you've got Corey Kluber going on the mound tonight against that lineup facing the Jays' best starter in Robbie Ray.
The worst part to me about it, besides just, you can't put your team in a 4-0 hole in the 3rd inning, especially this Yankee team, which over the course of this season, when they get into deficits that are large like that, they've had a lot of trouble coming back. Now, credit to the offense that they did come back in that game. But you can't put your team in a 4-0 hole by the 3rd inning and then afterwards say, I kept us in the game. Like, what? No way. How could Gerrit Cole have that expectation for himself? Now, I know he said he was frustrated, that his pitches weren't there, and he said all the right things. But really, you gave up 5 earned runs in that game, and you felt like the one thing you felt okay about was keeping your team in the game? Come on. This has to be a dominant performance. And if you say, well, Maggie, the Toronto Blue Jays lineup is really great. Gerrit Cole's supposed to be better. He's supposed to be better. That lineup's great. He's supposed to be better. And he played right into their strengths, which was so frustrating to watch. And you know what? If he's saying that he's healthy and that it's not the hamstring, then there are no excuses. The numbers since he suffered that hamstring injury have not been pretty. But if he's saying that he's fully healthy and if he's saying he can be out there and it's just about pitch location, I mean, then this is just a disappointment all the way around. And I'm not expecting anything more from Boone. He doesn't throw his players under the bus. I totally get it. I was actually surprised and kind of relieved that he said that was Joey Gallo's ball. He actually assigned blame to somebody on his own team. But when he says to Gerrit Cole about Gerrit Cole's performance, well, I thought he really settled in there, and I thought, he really had good stuff and he settled in. That's like something you say about when Jordan Montgomery's battling his ass off. That's a compliment you give to your 3rd, 4th, 5th pitcher in the rotation. That's not something that you say about the highest paid pitcher in baseball and Gerrit Cole, who was supposed to come in and dominate last night. I know it doesn't always go the way you want, but that's what he's being paid for, and he did not deliver for the Yankees. And now he's being asked, well, can you pitch again? He said, yeah, last game of the season. If you had done your job last night and held down the Blue Jays offense, maybe that last game of the season is one you don't have to pitch and you can just get yourself ready for the wild card game and get a little extra rest.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right, and he didn't deliver. I don't want to hear about competitive nature. Don't want to hear about compete. Don't want to hear about keeping the team in the game. You're right. Well, Gerrit, should I throw rose petals at your feet that you didn't give up 9 runs in the first 3 innings and that you weren't out of the game? Is that really how we're judging Gerrit Cole right now? Don't want to hear about the hamstring. The other thing I don't want to hear about whether or not he's tired. Are you tired? Are you a little worn down? I mean, you are going for the playoffs here. Right, they go over the playoffs. This is not the 1950s, 1960s where guys are throwing 300+ innings.
Right.
I mean, we're at a stage now where we ask so little of starting pitching, and you're paying Gerrit Cole a king's ransom. I don't want to hear whether or not Gerrit Cole is tired. I really don't. Go out there and be effective. Here's the issue. He's not. I've said it for a month here. He is not the same pitcher that he was in Houston. He is not the same guy. He'll give you those flashes of those performances, whether it be against the Astros, whether it be against the Angels. He's just not that guy anymore. I think we all have to come to that realization that when you look at Gerrit Cole, don't put him in the same sentence as, say, what Scherzer's been with the Dodgers or what Scherzer was with the Nats. Don't put him in the same breath as Jacob deGrom when healthy. Mm-hmm. Don't put him in the same breath as Walker Buehler. Don't do it. Because he's not that guy anymore. Maybe he needs a little bit more time to go out there and find it. But Maggie, none of the excuses. And for him after that game, listen, the correct response was, I sucked.
Yeah, I blew it.
I mean, that was it. I had an opportunity to deliver for my team. I am getting paid to deliver for my team. This is not a matter of me keeping in the game or the location was a little off. No. You were bad.
Yep.
You were bad last night. You're not the 5th starter in this rotation. You are the ace. We were talking about the Yankees' playoff chances yesterday, Maggie. We were saying, well, Gerrit Cole's a constant. Is he? Is Gerrit Cole a constant against good lineups? Because I totally agree with you after the game when he said, well, it's a good Blue Jay lineup. Really? Absolutely, it's a good lineup. We know that they can go out there and hit. I get that. I understand that. But it was the same bullpen the night before that held that lineup down to 1 run, 1 hit after Jamison Tyone left the game.
Yeah, and actually the bullpen was good again. I mean, Clay Holmes gives up a run, but it was Bo Bichette who was just absolutely on fire, and Lo Izaga looked great. So that was a definite plus and a total boost. But, anytime when he's, talking about, the game plan. And, I want to be fair to Gerrit Cole. He did say he was bad. He did say that he was frustrated. He said, Bruce Beck asked him, how do you feel that, can you not wait till the next time you can get out there and pitch? He's like, I wish I could go pitch again right now. You can tell he's frustrated.
I can wait.
You can tell he's frustrated with himself. But, nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. You had won 7 in a row. You'd put yourself in this great position after being up and down all year long. And every time it's like, well, at least you got Gerrit Cole going tomorrow. You got Gerrit Cole. And the other part about it, too, Moose, is there a psychological component where the Blue Jays have actually, done okay against Gerrit Cole all season long? So what if it's the Blue Jays you see in the wild card game, right? And what if it's Gerrit Cole who's pitching that game? How do you think they're going to come and they're going to attack you and they're going to feel confident going up against you because they just rocked you?
Great point. I don't know. I would think that Toronto would feel pretty good about
where's
themselves.
The intimidation factor?
There is none.
Dry clean that jacket. Get it ready.
That guy is gone. That guy is really gone. And he was healthy enough to throw the ball 99 miles an hour last night. So it wasn't like the velocity was at 93, 94.
No, he felt good about that.
The velocity was still there, right? So that was all well and good. You can check that mark in the analytics department for Fishman and Company in the Yankees as they're looking at the velocity of Gerrit Cole. It's just not good enough. And he had an opportunity to take the pressure off of this team, saying we've now basically dealing the Blue Jays a death blow almost. Going into the game tonight where you're playing with basically house money. Mm-hmm. You're playing with house money. Now you go into the game tonight, you got to win. Mm-hmm. You got to win, and you're facing the Jays' best pitcher in Ray. Best starting pitcher in Ray, and you've got Corey Kluber, who I have no idea what the hell you're going to get from Corey Kluber tonight. I really don't. And you would have to expect the Yankee hitting shoes to get going tonight. That is what Gerrit Cole did last night. And it's okay when you get paid what he gets paid, when everybody throws rose petals at his feet, when everybody tells you how great Gerrit Cole is, well, there are games that define you. There are in the regular season. And there have been multiple times. There have been a couple times where he stepped up. I mentioned it. That everyone loves to talk about that Astros Saturday start and going up and Aaron Boone and the F-bombs and throwing 129 pitches. Everybody loves to talk about that. But there have been many other starts this year. The Mets on July 4th, couple Red Sox starts, Cleveland, when you're looking to try and win that series, getting booed off the mound last night in Toronto, where you needed Gerrit Cole. And give me at least a couple of them. Give me a couple of them. And Gerrit Cole did not deliver. That's what was so disappointing last night. You give up a couple runs early, then hold them after the Simeon home run to where it's 2 runs over 6 innings, and that's it. And I get that other 5th run should not be on his, but he doesn't need to give up the double to Guerrero. I know the infield was drawn in. If LeMahieu's playing back, he fields that ball. I get that. And Gallo's got to make that catch. But he put them in that position to where the Blue Jays got healthy early in that game off Gerrit Cole.
Well, and there's another part of this too, which is like the push and pull of kind of a team, right? Which is Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, and this bullpen have been the reason that this Yankee team had went on a 7-game winning streak and why they've been able to make this push, right? A couple other guys sprinkled in, but I would say if we want to give credit where it's due, it's Stanton, it's Judge, and it's the bullpen, and that's what's been so locked in over these last 2 weeks, right? Or week and a half. Is it too much to ask that maybe your ace be the one that's bailing out other guys for one night?
No.
Because he even said after the game, he's like, I felt like I'm frustrated by how I pitched, but I'm not frustrated by the fact that I was able to keep us in the game. And you never know in a playoff game, maybe that's where Giancarlo Stanton, maybe that's where Judge comes up with a big hit. I'm like, what? They've been coming up with big hit after hit after hit on that winning streak. Maybe it was time for you to bail someone out. Yeah, Joey Gallo had a terrible, terrible misplay, and that was his ball. Maybe it's time for you to bail him out. Clay Holmes gives up a home run to Bo Bichette. Maybe it was time for that home run, whenever it was, if that was already predetermined in the stars that was going to happen last night. Maybe it shouldn't have been the go-ahead. Maybe that could have been, a tack on from Bo Bichette that didn't decide the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you could have been the one to bail the team out in this winning streak or in this streak and push to get to the playoffs, not waiting for someone else.
Right. When you're getting, great point, when you're getting paid what he's getting paid to be the ace of the team, then you have to be a difference maker. Mm-hmm. It can't be, I'm just one of the guys.
Right.
Yeah. That can't be the message. The message from Gerrit Cole can't be, hey,
good job, good effort.
I'm just, I'm in the playoffs. If I battle through, I'll get bailed out by Judge. No.
And then we'd be happy because we'd come through that adversity. I'm
right,
like,
where everyone gets on Stan because he's getting paid what he's getting paid. You're going to be the difference maker. We had the conversation earlier in the week about Aaron Judge getting asked the question because of 1 year left of arbitration before he becomes a free agent. When are you going to pay Aaron Judge?
Talk to Francisco Lindor.
How many guys? Right, this is what comes with it. Once you, and Gerrit Cole, the Yankees paid him. He deserved it. Everyone celebrated. I'm not telling you his Yankee career is going to be defined by what happened last night in Toronto. But that can't be the messaging from Gerrit Cole. You're not just one of the guys. Mm-hmm. You're not Tyler Wade. You're not a guy just on the bench coming in to be a pinch runner. You're just not. You are supposed to be a difference maker on this team. And if you're not going to be a difference maker on this team, and we're talking about Yankee chances, well, I don't know what you're going to get. If it's Sunday or if it's the wild card game, Maggie, or if it ends up being a playoff, whatever it might be, whenever Gerrit Cole's next start is going to be, you and I are going to be on the airwaves that day if it happens during the week, right? You and I are going to be on the airwaves that day, and it's not going to be, oh, you know what, as I was joking around last week, big game Gerrit Cole, he's going to deliver tonight. No, you're going to put a question mark next to it because you don't know what Gerrit Cole's going to actually give you. And that's a problem.
Oh, it is. And this is also now where the schedule starts coming back in and starts factoring in, which is your opponent's schedules and how much tougher the Yankees' schedule is, at least on paper, than your opponents. Red Sox, they lost to the Baltimore Orioles the other night with Chris Sale on the mound. Tough stuff, that happens. But their path the rest of the way, more Orioles, more Washington Nationals. You're talking about the Toronto Blue Jays. After this, get to play the Baltimore Orioles, right? It's like the Seattle Mariners end the season with the Angels, not playing for anything. Instead, now you have to finish out this season against the presumptive AL Cy Young winner and then the Rays, who have basically owned you. Like, that's a steep hill to climb here for the Yankees. I'm not saying they can't do it. Steep hill. And Gerrit Cole could have left at almost no doubt if he had been better last night.
If he had delivered, and he didn't. We want to hear from you. 1018, Moose and Maggie with you, 877-337-6666.